Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to make one episode I lost whole hope about making. I don't know if that came out right. Anyway, you get my point. I lost all the hope making an episode about IS-4 receiving buffs, E-100 receiving buffs, and T110E5 receiving buffs. But this is exactly what I am going to do in today's episode. We have some first information about the upcoming rebalancing to the IS-4, E-100 and T110E5. They said in their article about the plans for the 2019 that IS-4 and E-100 were in their heads, were in their plans to be buffed in 2019. It didn't happen. Now it is at the end of March. So we can say better late than never. I think so. So while you are enjoying some gameplay action on the background with the old version or with the current version of the vehicle, let's see what Wargaming has to say. About a month ago, we summed up the outcome of the sandbox test for the general balance changes. Back then, we also mentioned the adjustments to certain vehicles which had been postponed, as trying out the sweeping changes to the balance was a more pressing issue. Now the time has come to tell you about our plans regarding these specific tanks. Today, we will touch upon three top-tier vehicles, IS-4, the E-100 and the T110E5. Every one of them has its own playstyle and role, and the projected changes are to further enhance and flaunt their uniqueness. And now, ladies and gentlemen, a little hint about one of our next topics. Along with our heroes in this list, a range of high-tier vehicles will be reviewed, such as KV-4, the King Tiger and the T-32. King Tiger, changes to the King Tiger and T-32, people have been asking for them for even longer than the changes to IS-4 or E-100 or E5. So those vehicles are also going to be touched fairly soon. But today let's talk about the tier 10s, IS-4, E-100 and E5. So let's start with the Soviet heavyweight IS-4. We will begin with the IS-4. One of the perks of this heavy is its outstanding all-around protection. The vehicle was created to shine in close combat and to break through defensive lines, and the coming changes will make it even better at this. It will have improved frontal protection. Several vulnerabilities are gone with the upper glacis plate and the top turret or the turret top reinforced, aka the roof weak spot, the annoying roof weak spot. Less powerful guns will now have problems penetrating the IS-4 head on, and the tank's survivability in random battles will improve. At the same time, we have made the gunplay more pleasant by upping the gun stabilization and the rate of fire. This will make hitting the enemy's weak spots easier at close range. Together with increased turret and hull traverse speed, this will let the IS-4 deal more consistent damage when it has to maneuver to hide its own softer patches. Any opponent who dares challenge the IS-4 in a short-range, maneuverable battle will face adequate retaliation. Together, all the adjustments to the IS-4 stats will transform it into an extremely dangerous brawler. Strong words, ladies and gentlemen, strong words. And before we talk about the characteristics, let's take a look at what they did to the armor. So the roof, as you can see, the very top of the roof was increased a lot. IS-4 with effective armor values over here. Before it was 88 on the top of the roof and now 310. Quite a significant increasing indeed. The front of the roof, or the, I don't know how to say, kind of a forehead area, the tiny forehead area, which was easily penetrable all the time. Before it was 66, now 266. They also removed the turret ring, which was penetrable. driver hatch, ladies and gentlemen, from 253mm of effective armor up to 289. So now all those high standard penetration medium tanks are not able to go through the driver hatch that easily, and they have to use the 2 key, unless you're SDRV. And the overall frontal plate, the frontal upper plate, before it was 285 and after 317. So front of the armor was increased, yep, but still 2 keys going through it quite easily. But the key thing over here, of course, is improving the annoying as hell roof armor. And they did that. No changes to the lower plate, at the moment at least. So this is how the IS-4's frontal armor improvements are looking like. Now let's take a look at the list of changes to the vehicle stats. They improved stabilization, changed gun dispersion during movement and on hull traverse from 0.25 to 0.18. This is actually quite a significant percentage buffed. So basically your bloom is not going to as big when you move your hull, when you move overall, when you move your turret, because turret rotation was also improved from 0.08 down to 0.06. They changed the suspension traverse speed, aka hull traverse speed, from 26 up to 30 degrees per second. Turret rotation speed from 22 to 25 degrees per second. They changed the reload time from 12 seconds down to 10.5 seconds. So 1.5 seconds off from the reload time. They also changed the aiming time from 2.29 seconds down to 2.5 seconds. This is really welcoming, but they increased the accuracy, or decreased the accuracy actually. They increased the dispersion value from 0.38 up to 0.42. I do not know why they did that, because this vehicle wasn't the best sniper anyway in any given situation, so I do not get that. Like, that's quite a significant nerf actually. But it is what it is. Improved the frontal armor, improved the armor of the turret roof, yep. And they actually also touched the stock gun or the tier 8 gun option, what you can use on this tank. The standard penetration, 175mm penetration, was replaced with armor piercing, 217mm of penetration, and the premium 217mm of penetration was replaced with heat and 270mm of penetration. And fun fact, I actually have yet another Des Suffers video coming up fairly soon, featuring IS-4 with the stock or with the tier 8 gun and with 175mm of penetration in tier 10 battles. So stay tuned for that. But these are all the potentially upcoming changes to the IS-4 we know about at the moment. Let me know what you think about that one. Would you like to see anything more being in the list? Would you like to see something getting removed from this list? Let me know in the comments down below. Moving on to the next tier 10 vehicle, and this is the German giant E-100. Now on to the next one, the E-100. This is a super heavy assault vehicle combining great protection with great firepower. Yet currently this tank relies less on its armor and more on its hit point pool, indeed, as the means of survival. Due to a high alpha, it has a favorable exchange rate, trading, when it trades its health for that of its enemies. To set the things right here, we have boosted the frontal protection of the E-100's turret. From now on, piercing that armor plate will be harder task for an adversary, especially if the turret is angled. Faster aiming for the 15cm gun will help E-100 spend less time with its turret to weaker spots exposed to the enemy fire, improving its overall survival rate on the battlefield. The improvements to the 12cm gun or 12.8cm gun are inherited from the lower tier vehicles in the branch and make the smaller boomstick. Oh, using our word over here. I literally haven't heard that word being used about a gun anywhere else. Okay, never mind. Boomstick, a more efficient alternative to the 15cm one. It should be noted that currently a similar 12.8cm gun is mounted on multiple German tanks, but only those from the E-100 range, including low tier ones, are getting the alpha boost by having more powerful shells. So this time, before we're going to look at the armor changes, let's take a look at the stat changes, what they're going to do to the guns. So the 12.8cm gun is actually going to receive an alpha damage increasement from 490 up to 530 alpha damage, and they are also going to reduce the reload time from 13.3 seconds down to 12 seconds. So DPM is getting boosted in two ways: higher alpha, lower reload time. But it comes with a cost. They changed the gun aiming time from 2.3 seconds up to 2.5 seconds, and accuracy is not as good, from 0.36 up to 0.39, but it is not that crazy. Especially if you're fighting in close range, you do not need those things anyway. On the top of that, slightly improved the gun stabilization, so most likely the moving accuracies like with the IS-4, but no numbers over here. Next up we have a 15cm gun, the Howitzer, the Beacon 750 alpha damage gun. They changed the gun aiming time from 2.9 seconds down to 2.7 seconds, and that is it. Cutie 15cm gun, no reload time buffs, no accuracy buffs, just the aiming time is slightly better. Okay, so now let's take a look at the turret armor. The upper part of the turret, which was kind of a weak spot, I think is still going to remain as kind of a weak spot on the turret. What was quite easily penetrable with many different penetrations. Before it was 150 and now it is 200 millimeters thick. Of course, yes, if you angle your tank, if you angle your turret, it is going to bounce a lot more, having 50 extra armor over there, but still I think this is going to be a penetration. Not often, you still have to hit it, you still have to be moderately lucky, now you just need to be a bit more lucky. But the big, massive heat magnet, the frontal blade. It used to be 288 and now it is 310. It is going to lower the penetrations received from some lower penetration guns, but heat, maybe increasing it up to 311 is going to write off many of the APCR premium rounds, but heat is still going to be quite a nasty one, especially those Russian heat rounds with 340 millimeters of penetration. But of course, if you angle it, it is going to bounce a lot more now. I don't know, for some reason I expected a bit more, maybe like, I don't know, because it is so flat. It doesn't have like crazy angle. I was expecting at least 320 or something. But we'll see how that works. We'll see. We'll have to test it out. And the lower part of the turret, or the turret ring, before it was 250, now it is 310. Now this is quite a significant increasement compared to the old one, indeed. And that is it. This is E-100. Ladies and gentlemen, improved frontal turret armor. Improved DPM on the smaller gun. Smaller gun seems to be quite tempting now. Increased alpha damage, lower reload time. Yeah. Once again, let me know what you think about that one in the comments down below. Because it is time to move on. Next up, the American fighter T110E5. And finally, here comes the T110E5. Being a jack of all trades, it has decent mobility, survivability and firepower. Yet its overall combat efficiency is lacking, as of it's right now, so it's getting a range of improvements. The firepower will positively increase with gun stabilization and rate of fire upped a bit. Better protection on the sides will prevent the E5 from getting some disheartening penetrations. Disheartening, yeah, sorry. English is not my first language. So, the list of changes to the T110E5. They changed the 120mm gun M58 reload time from 10 seconds down to 8.8 seconds. 1.2 seconds off from the reload time. DPM is going to receive quite a nice improvement indeed. They improved destabilization, decreased the gun dispersion during movement and hull traverse from 0.18 down to 0.14, and during the turret rotation from 0.08 down to 0.06. So once again, bloom is going to stay a bit smaller when you move around. Improved side armor in the area of front rollers. Okay, I do not have any pictures about that at the moment. If I have, I'm going to put them on the screen, but as I'm recording it, I do not have it. But I guess that means it is going to be slightly better at side scraping. So the frontal armor behind the front rollers is not that easily penetrable anymore. AKA tracking plus receiving damage with a same shot is not going to be as easy. Maybe this is what they are trying to say over here. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is it about the E5. DPM is going to be increased quite a lot, so gun handling is going to be improved as well. And as far as I can read over here, this is going to be it. There are going to be some changes to the D32 and some other tanks in the list like M103, T54E1, but more about that in one of my next episodes if I receive some more details, so I am going to cover it right away. D32 should receive the penetration increasement we have been waiting for a very, very long time. Summary. We promised to review certain vehicles quite a while ago, but we needed time to check the hypothesis related to the balance rework. So we had to postpone testing the changes to individual vehicles. We do understand that the community as a whole has issues with a large number of tanks than mentioned above, but for now we're going to concentrate on making these concrete vehicles more fun to play. We intend to deal with the rest in the future and will inform you when the time comes for that. We would like to express our gratitude to the players who have been pointing out the problems with these and some other vehicles to us. We appreciate your involvement, passion and concerns very much. Please take note that the changes we talked about aren't final, as is always going to proposed adjustments to the vehicles. We can't wait to hear your opinion on this batch. Ladies and gentlemen, they are waiting for our feedback, so let's give it to them. I am going to share this video's comment section to the Wargaming guys. Hopefully this is going to help them out. Hopefully you guys can give some constructive feedback. Just don't say, oh, this is so bad, oh, this is so good. Just constructive feedback. I'm going to share the video. Hopefully they watch it. I don't know. Fingers crossed. Comment section. Hopefully it's going to be helpful. Let me know, ladies and gentlemen, what you think about the IS-4, which received the most buffs, the most changes in this list. What do you think about E-100 and E5, receiving some extra gun handling and DPM boost, lowering the reload time. I hope you enjoyed, ladies and gentlemen. You can consider yourself being informed. I catch you next time with something else, or maybe with something similar. We'll see. Stay awesome, stay sexy, licious. Take care, subscribe, and bye.